Let's get to it. Weapons.
Ooh, shit.
So check me out, right? Unfortunately, mid. Now, let me explain. As much as you're watching this trailer right here, your mind can probably think of a crazier ending than what, and it's because of that right there. You could probably think of a crazier ending for this movie based on the trailer, because the guy that made Barbarian made this. All-star cast, by the way. She does such a good fucking job. My God, her whole thing, right? Randomly, everybody in her class is gone except for one kid, and everybody blames her. And it's like she has no control over that. And then this man, Thanos, gonna have the audacity to write witch on the side of this woman's car, in paint. She nothing's going right for her. She can't really go nowhere without anybody like convincing, like being like, oh, what are you doing here, blah blah blah, you took them kids. And it's like, obviously she didn't take them kids. Like, how the hell she don't know where them kids are? It's crazy. Nobody questioned the child. He was acting so cool about this. She's freaking out the whole movie. This kid is just showing up to class like, okay, real calm about it. Like, fam, I would question that. Why is this kid so calm about the fact that all of his friends are gone? His house is literally boarded up with fucking newspaper. This kid had no friends, or at least all of his friends are gone, because like, didn't nobody go over to check his house? Nobody went to go see if he was okay. Nobody went to go check on his parent. No, when they did go check on it, I'll get to that in a second. So Josh Brolin, right? Josh Brolin plays his dad. Basically what happened, right? At 2:17 a.m., all the kids in the neighborhood all decided to leave their house and run. And when they ran, right, they ran the house. Just like this. And Josh Brolin's kid was one of them kids. At first, he was real cool with just blaming her and saying that she was the problem. She took the kids. He was real cool with that. But then he started to think for a second. He was like, wait a minute, where did my kid go? So he starts looking at his kid. He goes to another parent's house, which was, oh my gosh, what is his name? And he dies. He gets the worst in every horror movie he's in. Justin Long, he gets the worst in every horror movie he is in. It's good to see him in a horror movie where he doesn't die at all. But yeah, Josh Brolin goes to their house and like uses their footage to triangulate like where the kids are. And all of this happens. He goes to Julia Gardner's character, tell her, hey, I apologize. I am blaming you like that. It's my fault. I was freaking out. I wanted to find my kid. And as he's trying to talk to her, in the background, you see Wong eyes popped open. And it's like when you see why his face is like that, because in the trailer, so by this point in the movie, Julia Gardner had been fucked with. So right, all right, side tangent, side plot, right? So Julia Gardner, right, in this movie, she got a man with her, but that's not really her man, that's her ex-man, right? And he dealing with a lot. He a cop. He dealing with a lot, right, for real. At one point, she sees home dude, and she gives him a little wave, and then they go have drinks. His job not going good. He stopped this I don't want to call him a dope fiend, but he a dope fiend. He stopped this dope fiend, and when he put his hand in the pocket, he got stabbed with the dude's needle, and then he crash out and then knock dude out. He has to go to his father-in-law, who is also the police chief, and be like, hey, I knocked this dope fiend out because I poked, his fucking needle poked my hand. And then his father-in-law gonna get mad at him like the dope fiend wasn't on dope and didn't get his dope on his hand. But anyway, he had to explain to him, and he was just in a rough spot. Just with his job, with his girl, and then Julia Gardner hit him up like, hey, yo, you trying to get drinks? And then they went to go get drinks, and bro, And he folded, bro. He folded. And I watched it, bro. And I was just like, bro, why we fold? Every time, bro. Every single time. Because she did everything that happens. She got my man, and my man folded. And it's crazy. A gardener, right? She pulled up to the liquor store. And chasing right behind her is my man's wife. And she got to working, bro. Y'all gotta watch the movie. Great movie. This goes down, right?
I don't think we have anything to say to each other.
Yeah, I think you have a lot to say.
You and every other person in this city. Believe me, the message is loud and clear. I'm the problem. Got it.
You know
Yeah,
what?
nobody
That's
liked
the
her at
first
all the
honest
whole
thing I've heard
movie.
you
It was
say.
fucking
You
with
are
her.
the problem.
What, you want to get in my face? You want to threaten me?
I'm not. Nobody's threatening
you're
you right
barking
now.
up the wrong tree,
Oh, you know
okay?
what? This
That's
is
true.
all victim-
Yeah, okay, this was before, literally right before this, homegirl, the wife, pulled up on her and like got to working. So she's probably already like in that mode of like, oh, I'm not trying to deal with nobody. Why everybody trying to fuck with me? Now she was real like ground level trying to figure out like where the kids are. She was really trying to talk to I think his kid name was Alex. He was really trying to talk to him about like what happened to the kid, how's he feeling, what's going on, blah 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 blah. She calls the principal, who was Wong. You got to go check on the family, because she unfortunately went over there to see him, and like she kind of peeked in. That's when she saw that all the newspaper was like covering the walls, and she like peeked in and saw that the parents were like standing still. It was really weird. They were acting really odd. Alex's aunt comes in and she's instantly evil. The moment this woman is on screen, you instantly know this is a witch, because she pulls up on Wong at his job. Wong wanted to talk to Alex's caretaker, just to check on, just see, hey, are you good, blah blah blah. So she comes and like says, hey, you know, I'm his caretaker. I'm, you know, taking care of him. He's good. He's fine. And then he's like, man, I can't accept that because you're not his legal guardian. So she is a witch, and she came because she wanted to steal the life force of Alex's parents so she could become younger. But unfortunately, Alex's parents don't got enough life force because they're too old. So what happened was she told Alex to go to school and take a piece of everybody from everybody's house. So he goes and he collects everybody's name card, and she goes and she puts it in this big bowl and like does this whole ritual where she cuts her hand and like drops all the paper in the water, and she makes all the kids leave at 2:17 in the morning and come to her house, and they all kind of just like stay in the basement, and she's like slowly sucking their life force away. He goes to check on, because what happened was when he broke in, he ran into his parents, and then he was like, yo, that's weird. Why are they standing still? And then he fumble, and then goes downstairs and sees all the kids. And at first, he was like stealing the silver. He was stealing the game cast. He was going to pawn it all so he can get some bread. And then he sees that there's a $50,000 reward for information on them kids. And when he saw where the kids at, he's like, oh, I need to get that bread. So he calls the police and was like, yo, I know where the kids are. And he goes to the police station. And as he goes to the police station, her ex sees him and goes, hey, didn't I? Because what happened was after he knocked dude out, he was like, listen, man, I messed up. You messed up. We just gonna forget about this. Never come around here. Dip out. Be gone. But he didn't dip out and be gone. So when he pulled up on him, he was like, hey, yo, you gotta go. And then like the cop runs after him. The dope fiend runs into the woods, and then he gets scared and then runs into the tent. He like gets all of his needles ready and just stabs through the tent, not knowing who's behind it. And it's the cop, and he stabs the cop in the face with all of his needles. Hilarious scene. And then the cop gets caught, hypnotized, and drags the dope fiend into the house, and now both of them are under the mind control of the aunt. The aunt made Alex promise that he wasn't going to tell anybody that she was here. He was going to tell anybody about his parents, blah, blah, blah. Julia Garner's character snoops a little bit too well, stop her from pushing too hard to figure it out, because Julia Gardner calls the principal, and the principal was like, yeah, so we just want to get a wellness check to see what's going on. And then she was like, yo, who told you that? Or the aunt was like, who told you that? And he was like, I can't reveal my secrets. Ritual that she did, the same ritual that she did to have the kids come to her, but she did one to make Benedict Wong kill his husband. And then after that, she did the same ritual, but then made Wong go after her. And then that is this scene. All that to set this up.
Stop thinking of yourself. You and I are gonna have
And this is the same way he killed his husband. It's interesting to think this scene was going to be completely different, because Brian Tyree Henry was going to be Wong, and Pedro Pascal was going to be Josh Brolin. Zach even said it himself. This movie was going to be a completely different movie because of the strike. He had to recast everybody. Imagine, bro. Imagine my big black ass running down the street like, you gotta sleep me. There's no fucking way, bro. No way. Great movie. Awesome movie, man. After this, they go pull up on the aunt, and they go and they fight. Julia Gardner and Josh Brolin have a tag team match between the police officer and the dope fiend while they're both hypnotized upstairs. But the aunt's downstairs antagonizing Julia Gardner with the plot like, LOL, you thought you could win, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, upstairs, Alex is doing the same ritual to make all the kids go after the aunt. Literally, you know what it is? It's like Jackass 3 when they were all running away from the bulls. It was that same, because the kids capture the aunt, and they just start eating her alive. And then the movie ends, but it just ends. The aunt gets eaten alive by all the kids, and all the kids are kind of just in a catatonic state, just like in shock of the whole thing that happened. And in the final monologue, it says some kids start talking, but you can tell that fucked up a lot of kids. And it's interesting to just see that the movie does not have it has an ending, but it doesn't have an ending for real. I don't know. Great movie, great vibe. I love it. I'm probably gonna watch it again bootleg. But go to the theater and watch the movie. Actually, I feel like for most horror movies, you gotta experience it with somebody else or experience it in theaters. Great movie. All right.